Welcome back to Nicholas Comic Corner, Classic, Non-Classic. This episode number 1924, and episode number 1818. Yes. I have two DC trades I own. One for issues that came out just last year. This is Swamp Thing, Volume 2, Conduit. Fun fact, basically this does go to issue 10 of the most recent volume for Swamp Thing. I believe this is Volume 7. This actually was where the series was actually supposed to end at, this volume anyways, because it was listed for 10 issues. And then for some reason, DC decided to increase it to 16 issues. The series is currently over. It concluded just this past month. Now, of course, this book is written by Ram B, artwork by Mike Perkins. Mostly put it just basically Swamp Thing, just having a lot of dealings with like the Suicide Squad and like various other characters. Plus, it seems though, I'm not going to show up a lot of the art because it seems like very grotesque. Like in the first issue, apparently, rerun the John Constantine. Of course, that makes sense because this is the very comic series they made his debut in. Yep. So yeah, you have John Constantine here because it makes total sense for him to be here. And guest appearance by, of all people, the Peacemaker and Amanda Waller. Yes. So yeah, throw the Suicide Squad in here. And for some reason, the way his Obama's face is drawn, it almost seems like the Mike Perkins draws him a lot like John Cena, the live-action actor. There's lots of like stuff, and of course, y'all's appearance by frickin' Chemico. Yes, Chemico. And at the end of one of these issues, we actually have Chemico versus Swamp Thing. That's interesting. And that was issue number 7. So yeah, buying Chemico. There's also appearance in this book by the frickin' Parasite of all people. Yes, the Parasite. That's interesting. Yeah. The book does end with appearance by... The way the final issue ends in this book, you have basically this. We have this guy saying, I'll be honest, I think I'd be here to able reach across your hand. I believe you'd be, given the nature history of your work, insights be valuable to us. Your insights can be valuable to us. Dr. Woodrow, as in Jason Woodrow, the Philonic Man. Of course he would show up in this series because he's a Swamp Thing villain, despite the fact originally he was a Ray Palmer villain that he got dumped over here. Yeah. Great stuff here when it comes to Swamp Thing. I give this book a 9.5. It's a damn good book. It is something, though, that this is where the series is supposed to end at. But my guess is the reason it was increased to 16 issues because this series was actually selling pretty well for DC, and that's probably the reason why I decided to increase it. That's not first theory anyways. Alright, next up we have Plastic Man. Yes, just called Plastic Man by Gail Simone. One of the most recent books today. This actually was a return to DC Comics this very series, just after she finished up her time at Marvel, which was so very brief. Yep. The artwork is done by Arena Malino. The cover here is done by Aaron Lepsey. Now, I should point out, though, for Plastic Man, this actually is his first series-old book he's had a long time. Oh my gosh. Like, let me look up and see how long it's been since the last time he actually had one. Let's see. I think it had been some time since he actually had one, definitely. Let's see if we can find it here. Like, how? Because I think, as far as I can tell, that it have been some time since the release of the last known volume today for Plastic Man. which was Volume 4. He was previously featured in the Terrifics. Yeah, Volume 4 was released back in... You're not going to believe this. It was started back in 2004 and concluded in 2006. Yeah, Terrifics is kind of part of the recommended reading thing because he was featured in there. But yeah, this is his first series he had in 12... Like, this book came out in 2018. 12 years. Yeah, 12 years it had been since his last book that had been released for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this was definitely her return to DC Comics because, well, she did also recently work on a Flash miniseries. Mm-hmm. I think it was like Come Back to Me. I think it was. I remember she worked on one. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's United They Fall. Yes, that was her return to DC Comics. That was the most recent thing she did. But yeah, this book here was probably her return to DC. Well, yeah. So the story of this thing is that he's looking for a cabal, which is made up of like a lot of like some of the known DC villains. And you're probably thinking, who makes up this cabal? And this would be quite surprising to say the least because it's even something for me basically like, oh, let's throw in these guys to be a cabal for reasons. We also have this lounge singer who is, according to this one person, is like really bad. Really bad. And later on she comes like a porcelain, like a granite, whatever. Mm-hmm. The also appearance here by Man-Bat people. Yes, Man-Bat. By the way, the Cabal is made up of, get this. Like, here they are. Hugo Strange, Queen Bee, Dugan, Amazo, and Dr. Psycho. Of these villains, we have 2 JLA villains, a JSA villain, a Batman villain, and a Wonder Woman villain make up this Cabal. Yeah, and there's a joke here on the cover where he apparently going to have Plasma swap Queen Bee, who for some reason the cover looks black. This is actually white. I believe this is the original Queen Bee, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But this book is just so fun to read. Surprisingly, this is probably by far the most recent thing they released for Plastic Man, because I don't think there's anything for him currently that I can think of. No, and of course they brought him back in the pages of Dark Knight's Metal. Of course, they just dumped him over in the Terrifics. Now he's got his own solo book after Terrifics ended. This book is really good. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. I get this book concluded like 3 years ago. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular review. Next one's gonna be an comic order, and then manga stuff. Okay, next video. Bye.